Now, I've got a bit of amazing news if you're a CRO holder and you know the big stories that happened last week. And if you don't already know, the President's Media Group partnered up with CROcoin and Crypto.com. They're going to have a strategic CRO treasury, the biggest CRO treasury on earth. But the great news today is that Chris, the CEO of Crypto.com, is sharing this information, sharing all the positive information on X publicly for people to continue to stay excited about Crypto.com. And in order for a token to really continue to move and be successful, it needs attention. Well, CoinGecko is one of the places where a lot of people go to track the major cryptocurrencies. We also look at CoinMarketCap a lot. But CoinGecko is showing the top 20 trending coins. CROcoin is ranked number one within the last 24 hours. Now, on top of the amazing news, I do have some bad news. So stick around to the end. We have to kind of balance it out and really look at the real picture of what's going on with CRO after our tremendous news week that we saw with that one specific story. What's cooking right now in the markets? Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I am Crypto Kip. Do me a favor, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you like these CRO and crypto news updates, because we're going to keep them coming to you guys. And if you hit that notification bell, you can stay posted with all the content we have coming out for you guys. Generally in the crypto market today, Bitcoin's down, ETH is down. We are falling as we are going out of August into September. Let's start with a little bit of the bad news, and we'll talk about some of the good news that is here, the amazing news that's here for Crypto.com. First up, September. Everybody's talking about it. Now, I want to be very clear about September. There's a lot of anticipation for a bearish September, meaning all this wonderful, amazing price action that we've seen for CRO to 37 cents. It could potentially slow down. We could potentially have a retracement if Bitcoin continues to fall. I'm going to get to the amazing news in a second. Okay, guys? Bear with me. Now, even though September is historically red, here's the reality of the situation that I think plays out for September. I do believe there's going to be some significant dip in crypto in September. Personally, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing here is financial advice. You have to do your own research. You guys should know that by now. But we certainly love talking about all these hypotheticals. September being a historically bearish month, I'm on that page, but I don't know if the month of September ends in the red. I am really leaning more and more into that idea for a few key reasons. The main reason is that a Fed rate cut is coming on September 17th. A Fed rate cut is a bullish event, as we've talked about for months, and that is literally just weeks away from really becoming a reality. Now, if we start red and scared in September, I would expect that. I wouldn't be surprised by that. The momentum is leading us into that. I also look at the Bitcoin price action and think, if we're already down and we got the 107, yes, 107 was a level off these wicks over here, but I think 100K would be a little bit more of that true dip. Okay, I'm not guaranteeing anything. You can't do that. That is not how these markets work. But some feeling inside me says $100,000, maybe a little bit lower, could be possible for Bitcoin to start the month with the bearish momentum. But with a Fed rate cut coming in a short few months, we could start coming back up. And in order for CRO to really go to the $1, $2, wherever higher levels you want it to go, you need broader strength in the market. And again, bear with me, I'm getting to the amazing news for CRO in a second. Something that actually goes against this idea that I'm very strong on, which is in order for CRO to pump, you need the rest of the market to pump. Okay, we're gonna look at this in a second. Another reason for September, this is a little bit of the worst news, right? Is BlackRock offloads millions in Bitcoin after having a lot of purchasing going on. Market manipulation or routine rebalance. Classic markets, okay? A lot of people are under the belief that institutions are just going to be holding crypto period, and buying more and never selling off any. And I really just don't believe that. I do think that there's a discount for us in September that we historically see, which you've taken advantage of going into a blow-off top, into a potential end of the bull market, into the end of 2025. Maybe it goes into 2026, but October, November are historically bullish. I think there's a lot of games to be played. Now, if you want to take advantage of the volatility in these markets, guys, in every description of every video we do, there's this wonderful description that Blacksea actually put together where we have some affiliate links for you guys with Blowfin sign-up links. Bit10x are two of the exchanges that we use. I like to use Blowfin a lot. You can get a $5,000 sign-up bonus when you sign up there, up to a $100,000 deposit bonus when you sign up for Bit10x if you want to check those out and take advantage of the volatility just like BlackRock's doing, guys. Knowing that, okay, maybe September is going to be bearish. Well, maybe there's some accumulation opportunities in there. Maybe we're looking for a level of support to find a bounce off of to open along. Maybe we're looking for a level of resistance for us to have rejected off of to ride a dip into September and then open it. You know, there's a lot of different ways to play this. And if you want to do that, just know that there's activity always going on in these markets. And I bring up this story mostly because what I want to remind you guys is there will be a time where we go back into a bear market, especially for altcoins and including BTC. Okay, now that was a little bit of negative news, I understand. But there is some positive news potentially lingering out there. A U.S. appeals court just ruled most of the president's global tariffs illegal, saying he's exceeded his authority. You could look at this as bad news. You could definitely look at this as good news, though, because if the president's tariffs have to go away, that could end up being actually a quite bullish thing for markets. These tariffs, I think, have been a net negative for markets. Granted, the stock market's been doing very well, and Bitcoin's been doing very well, but in terms of inflation fears and potential for more rate cuts and rate cuts sooner, tariffs have slowed that down. And if the tariffs can go away, that is bullish news for the crypto market. I wouldn't put too many eggs in this basket, but I did think it was an interesting story worth sharing with you guys today. If you're a CRO holder and if you're just a crypto speculator overall, and again, if you want to trade on all this, check out the affiliates in the description down below. Let's get to some of the amazing news. Obviously, we had the amazing news of the president's excellent partnership with his company, Crypto.com. It's just amazing for Crypto.com. We already know the president's media company owns almost $2 billion worth of the coin already. It has a $5 billion reserve to buy, $5 billion on the sidelines, basically to buy more CRO over time. And we also know that they're not going to plan on, so this is old news, but this is what's given us this pump. Now, what I was scared about, and I'm getting to this amazing news for you, is CRO coin doing what it kind of always does, which is we go into September, having a dip. Almost every single September, CRO coin has a huge dip. And almost every single time we have a huge pump, Cronos gets a huge dump. And I was talking about 19, maybe 20 cents. I was also talking about potential if like Bitcoin goes below 100K, maybe CRO coin comes back down to 16 cents. Maybe it comes back down to 10 cents. These are all on the table, I will admit. But I look at this chart right now, and I feel pretty darn good about it. I'm actually really impressed right now. And I think this is an amazing sign of strength for CRO right now. These 4-hourly candles, ton of green ones. This is a nice little recovery. We are not out of the woods, okay, guys? But after we rejected off the 37-cent level, this stopping point at 26 cents was absolutely amazing. If I go back, okay, and I look for, why CRO jumped and bounced at 26 cents, you can see that, there's a wick up here at 27. There's a wick over here at 25 cents. There's 27, 25 cents. So not tremendously surprised to see it stop at this 26, 27 cent level. But I kind of am. This 27 cent level is the top of that wick. There was a chance that we bounced off the top of that wick. The fact that we did is a sign of strength. That is an amazing opportunity. It's an amazing spot to see CRO coin bouncing off the 27 cent wick on those weekly candles that I just showed you. If CRO coin, okay, and that's kind of the amazing news of it. But it's too early to call. You need to see CRO continue to the upside and break through 37 cents with a weekly candle close. Let's go back to the weekly candles, okay? Because if we don't, it could easily stumble back down to this 20-cent level. We need this weekly candle to like confirm a close above this range, and it's got to be a little closer to the bottom of these weekly candles over here. You need it in the 38-cent range. You need a weekly candle close for CRO in the 38-cent range to continue to then go for the 50-cent level, go for what would be a 63-ish cent level, and then to the weekly candle closes on the all-time high at 75 cents, and then to the wick at 95 cents, and then to high. So we've got some levels I'm looking at as we grow and get higher here, but this was an amazing bounce off of the 27-cent wick on the weekly candle for CRO. You love to see it. I got more CRO updates coming for you. I got some other ideas I'm going to share with you in a video later today. So subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell. We'll keep the content coming, guys. Check out the affiliates in the description down below if you want to trade the volatility on Bitcoin, on Ethereum as you're holding your crypto and you are waiting for the end of this bull market. I think that we've got that best moment coming. And as we're looking at the volatility playing out, we are trading. And if you want to do so, check out the affiliates below. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel, DCA Hodl. 2 videos right here if you want to check them out. Until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.